So Corybas was commissioned by the New Zealand Chamber Soloists, and the commission came from Ian Graham, who's been a huge supporter of them and of, I think, the whole Department of Music at Waikato University. He's made a huge impact, on what they can do. And so it was a request for a piece to celebrate the birthday of Ian's wife, Aggie. So it was like a gift to her. And it's an interesting situation to be in as a composer, because how much do you take that into account, and how much does it shape the composition, or what do you think about it? And it's interesting because I asked Ian for some kind of reference point, like what was his wife into, what sort of stuff. And he was very, very loose. He said, look, just whatever you want to do, just write the piece, it's cool. But she was, I found out, interested in the Corybas flower. I think there's a flower, and it's called that because it has a helmet shape, which is like what the Corybantes, which are the dancers of Corybas in ancient Greece, wore. So there's some kind of connection there. Right? It's pretty tenuous, but it was still there. So anyway, I wrote this piece for the New Zealand Chamber Soloists as a standalone piece, and then I wrote essentially what was a postlude, which was a second piece called Aegean. And Corybas is a very dynamic, very kind of willful, and very playful piece based on odd-metered Eastern European dance type ideas. And it's very full-on, it's very intense, really exciting, and it's very me, in that way. And Aegean, on the other hand, is very calm, very, very kind of serene. So it's really a pair of pieces that I wrote for them, and that's how it came about. When asked, what's interesting about your pieces, it's very interesting to ask the composer, because what they get kind of excited by, I think, is often stuff that people don't notice, because you spend a lot of the time burying that stuff so that it's not distracting. In this piece, Corybas, one of the things that I kind of got my head around was a particular dance groove that you get in Macedonia, which is 17/8. So there's 17 beats, and they're divided into a 7, a 6, and a 4. And it's a fantastic groove, but it takes some doing to internalize it, because you can't just have this thing being banged out, the 17/8. It gets boring really fast. So you have to play with it, but then you have to play with it in a way that the performers aren't going to go crazy, because there's so much variation and there's so much syncopation on top of the actual 17/8 that it just becomes unsatisfying. It's a stress rather than a really exciting thing to do. So getting that balance is a really big challenge, and I'm very happy about this piece, because I think I kind of got that. I think I figured that out. And the performers all say, "What the, why does this? Why?" That's what they say. Why? But then, if you've written it okay, and they can get their hands around it and get on top of it, and it doesn't take them a year to do that, but it's something they can do in a short period of time, then they internalize it, and then you see this transformation, which is they love it. It's something really cool to do. And so I feel really good about the piece in that way. There is a CD coming out by the New Zealand Chamber Soloists, and it's a CD of all of my works. So it has this piece, Corybas, it has Aegean, which is the companion piece. It also has Helix, the other piano trio that I wrote a few years ago, and it has my piano quintet, which I wrote a long time ago. And so it's really exciting to have that music on the same disc. In particular, the piano quintet, which doesn't get played much because it's a really nasty kind of piece in terms of it's so much work for the strings. It's really great that that's been recorded again. Yeah, so that CD is due to come out, I think, in August or September 2013.